All right. Hi, everyone. It's Professional High Priestess. Um, I just wanted to let you guys know about a few things that have been going on. Um, Something serious came out today. Let me go on here and pull this up. So, for a lot of the investigators that are like wrapping up your investigations, I want to say some of you guys don't really know that a lot of people are watching my channel and they're watching what you guys are doing, playing games with the whole entire hood, playing with virtual reality, playing with Cyborgia, and starting shit. So something that's about to come out is spare the air alerts, chemicals missing from the government, and then something that's about to come out with what's that thing called? Oh, I think it's like basically where um a bunch of phytochemicals going missing in raids, like raiding people saying that they're doing this and this and that, playing with fentanyl, da 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 da, and then they're getting raided. So what ended up happening here is right, and then their chemicals are going missing and ending up in technology. So what's ending up happening here? I'm sorry, is for a lot of the investigators, they want to know who within the United States government is doing that because there's been air quality tests and there's been spare the air alerts of a specific type of chemical that's in overabundance coming up coming up in specific air, spare the air alert tests. Now, one of the things with spare the air alert is how do I know about that? Is because I used to work with like I used to call the hotlines when we were kids. And you know how they used to have like commercials like, oh, call and sign up. And you can get like a free coloring book and stuff like that. So I used to sign up for all of them and get like hats and bags and shirts and coloring books, like I said, from all these different clean water action and spare the air organizations and whatnot. So that's how I know what they were doing in regards to the air quality alert that goes off. And then spare the air day, that's like something really big in the day in the Bay, where when we were kids, we used to get online, or we used to get online on BART and go on BART for free and go all over the Bay. And that's when you still had tickets on BART. Man, BART was way more lit before what's that thing called? Um Clipper. And now you can only use a Clipper card, a card on BART. Before you can buy like a paper ticket, you can't do that anymore. For those of you guys who left the Bay because of the bullshit, I was surprised to see that when I got back. So what ended up happening here is with the spare the air alerts and with everything going on with the United States government, several people got exposed for missing chemicals. Now, one of the things that's going to happen is a lot of the investigators watching my channel are going to put two and two together. That's true. We can check that as a type of research. I'm really good at creating like research pathways. If you guys have noticed, it's a data science type of speech that I have on myself. So creating associations. So spare the air alerts and then chemicals seized by the government. It's going to show who's releasing chemicals from where based on what was seized and based on what the government has in stock they bring from space, which is where Elon Musk also comes in with SpaceX. So another thing here too is the chemical servers that are being used to override permissions on the internet to stalk and harass people on their phone, which is coming up too. So one of the things that's a problem here is the government. Google right here put out an article saying that Google claims government hackers used free spyware against iPhone users last year to get in their phone and things like that. They're blaming the government. Now, is it the company or the government? But they work together. Because now what happened is a lot of them can no longer print salaries straight from the treasury where they were creating overlay systems to print for all these companies because they're not worth anything. They're worthless. They're not really doing much. Now, one of the things here with this is some of you guys are going to go look and find that, and then the evidence from too for fentanyl that was seized, and then you guys are going to also look at different farms that are reporting raids and reporting raids and then reporting like that, and you're going to check the phytochemicals that are mixing and combining with those other PFAs in the air. But that's only something that I can do. I can only show you by bringing down the speech and then converting it into chemical format who's bringing what to the planet. Hmm. So now one of the things that's also happening here is jury awards $130 million in damages against a company called Real Water. So people were drinking that, getting cancer, even dying, and then they said that there was rocket fuel in the water. So pay attention to some of these companies too, where they're getting their water source, because some of them are just selling anything because they know all the water's dirty. Mm. I also wanted to show you guys this. A Michigan chef. Ooh, Swiss cheese, like actually though. Yeah, this is a very serious one. It was in all the main paparazzi publications. And they were talking about how this dude, his lungs had turned to Swiss cheese, that he had a rare fungus that is in his body because they blasted a chemical in the sky that's reacting with a specific phytochemical. Look at what's behind him. I think that that's not funny. Phytochemicals, and then look at the strawberry. There's something too in strawberries because you guys know in the skin of strawberries, it has a specific type of molecular structure. Those can actually start to sprout in the body and then give life to different bacteria to take on its molecular structure so that one bacteria is covered with several spores that can go ahead and expire several at a time. They can pop out one vacuole, another vacuole, and another vacuole, and then from there, each one is carrying specific DNA, specific sequences, chemicals, viruses, etc., and turn into a super pathogen. That's what happened to this dude. And it's because of what is in the sky. Thank you, Vanessa. There's one for me too. So now what's going to end up happening is the government is going to be up in arms because what's going to get started is people talking about these chemical crimes, which I've been talking about for months, how they've been doing chemical robberies, blasting shit in the sky. Whoa, I hope he doesn't eat dairy. I hope you guys don't eat chicken or pork or beef at this time because you really will get hit. I want to say shout out to Kimmy Cooks. Please get healthy and stop eating pork belly. You are pregnant. Whoa. Well, sometimes just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's okay. CDC warns of listeria outbreak. CDC warns of chicken recall. CDC warns of why is CDC constantly doing warnings? Shouldn't they also like not exist because speech handles those type of things? You don't need to exist if you're doing your job. Well, this is why this is coming out. And then on top of that, too, they want to impeach the director of Homeland Security. Well, he was playing with them and they turned on him. They creating a bunch of shit in the media too. But it's because they're playing with chemicals and leaking chemicals from the government and it's starting a bunch of shit. All right. Yeah, with Mercer Island. Whoa, wait. Yeah, there's something really weird where I typed this into somebody's phone today. I have a friend and he has a company that's like called within a similar name. And I just saw him, I just ran into him, and then I'm seeing this right here. It's crazy. I also want to give you guys like a really crazy update about what has gotten started in real estate because of what you guys were doing, playing with my court case baby and playing in the projects with the Briner family, and how you guys had Tamila's that's her mate. It's one thing when your boyfriend passes away, but you have a soulmate. Like, I'm sorry you passed away, but thank you for getting me to my mate. Or I'm sorry you passed away, but I didn't know that we were just like puppy love or teen lovers. But that was actually her mate, and they killed him, which is a big tragedy. I would have never thought I would like meet somebody that had to go through that. She ended up getting put out of her apartments because the bitches that were running her apartments wanted her a first baby daddy, and then set up her baby daddy with a group of bitches playing with spellbook starting shit. Like, well, I didn't know that was gonna blow up, and played with their family's name and said that there will be no retaliation. And if anything happens, we'll go to war with them to try to take out other people in the hood that were protected by their family and the status that they had. Some of that is going to come up with this chemical warfare that's coming up because the hood drama that got started with uploading people to chemical servers, it's out of control. So he works for the United States government, but then also, yeah, yeah. And how do you think that Cyborgia got all those chemicals? But that's what they get. Just keep it. That's fine. Now we just know that's just fine, right? But how did this get started with the three and the seven? When what, which is still factual. This is not arbitrary. There's a three and there's a seven right there. This also exists in math, where you use just the first number and the last number. These are called something. You use the alpha, then the omega, then you get to this. That's not really, but I guess they'll say it's arbitrary. You are too. I was as well. So look at, and then what happens here is he's going to end up getting caught up with chief of chemical security innovator. Right, 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 right. Because how is all the whole country exploding with epidemics and a bunch of shit like that? Because you're playing in the hood and going up to places like this and blasting frequencies and shit like that to play so many games. Washington has now become a hood. You can go find a big ass hood in Washington, and it's so funny because it's grown men. A lot of them is grown men that had to take up arms against Juliana Cottrell and other bitches that were starting shit in Washington in the Seattle area. Because after Juliana came to Oakland and started shit with Castle, she went to Seattle. And what is happening in Seattle is a direct connection to her being out there and playing in Indian country with spell work. Because look at this. Yeah. And you're playing in Cheong and you're playing in the Dai Li. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. So now what's happening here? Yeah. Whoa. Don't care about your boyfriend. That's like that song by Baby. So now, and everything that's about to come out here is what has gotten started. That is so vicious in the housing community because of what you guys got started in my case. So now that we have finished exposing who's playing with chemicals and they're giving it to Cyborg and they were uploading everyone, let's talk about one of the direct correlations because I saw all this stuff with chemicals and then I saw the after effect. Did you see that? I showed you what was happening here with all these chemicals and what they were doing and who was starting it, and then I showed you what ended up happening to them for playing like that. I can't say the name of the organization. They have completely shut down. No more housing workshops. After years and years and years and years and years and years and years, because they were laundering money out through all those different programs to help other people through Cyborgia, so they can turn those houses into Airbnb and putting everyone out their house. Look at this. The reparations bill does not include cash payments. Then what is it for? So you're getting another EBT card, or you're just getting to get one because you needed it in the first place. So now they're just letting you have the basics. Yeah. And this thing with the reparations, you're going to be surprised who's going to get this and who's not. Now, one of the things is why would they be introducing that package and then this situation just got shut down? For those of you guys who know what I'm talking about and work in that industry or work in real estate, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It starts with an N, done for. Just go check their website. All the money that they laundered, everyone's looking for it. Because of what you guys got started with Tamila, they had to look into public housing to see who was starting a bunch of shit and starting a bunch of chaos with their family playing with housing. They came into Tanya Ladiju, who's the director of Mayor's Office of Housing. They went to go look into London and a bunch of shit, and they found a bunch of documents, Amalgamated Bank, and a bunch of other banks that I know the names of because I know somebody that used to work there. I'm not actually not going to do that because I'm going to let them go make off and steal a bunch of money, and then I'm going to go take it from their bank account later. So now what's what's happening here is there's more chaos coming because you see the chemical warfare that has started, but what it created in the hood with warfare and drama and necessary murders and spying and leaking information that you should not be knowing, which is very deadly. Now people understand why privacy exists. Sometimes when you talk about privacy, it's just not about people trying to keep you away from things and you feeling like you can have power and stuff over people. Sometimes privacy is for your protection and it's for the nosy person. And I had to learn that the hard way when my baby daddy passed away. And it's gonna be that. I have a tarot deck right there, but I'm gonna go get on Patreon and go finish the rest of the readings for the Devil card that just came out. Right behind it is Six of Wands getting publicized, Five of Pentacles. That's done. You guys have created a war playing with a psychic reality, telepathy. So you mean to tell me they're talking to your ear from afar? That's telepathy. And it's run by a chemical, but that chemical is just inherent to people of color that have a DNA sequence. Let me turn that off. Now I see why I went to jail. Now I see why I'm on this planet to just bring you hell. Up with his head. Dance, dance till you're dead. Heads will roll, heads will roll, heads will roll on the floor. Yeah, I'm telling you. And I just heard that song by Paramore. How can I discover what's right? Yeah, people are getting hit with that right now in a lot of places. The truth is hiding in your eyes. Because they're saying I'm being too good, so let me sing like punk rock songs. I can't win or lose a fight all the time. No, not this time. I'm telling you, because the chemicals that they're blasting in the sky, I'm just hearing all their children singing this and getting and starting a bunch of shit. I'm seeing so much happening with the white community. I'm divinating. I see chaos and destruction for the European community for starting this. I'm seeing it for Europeans and I'm seeing it for other peons and non-peons. Whoa. So now we have our own derivatives and we have our own classes. So now we're oppressed. Sometimes when difficult situations come up, I figure out first how to like have peace in the long run. And then I just work from that operation and standpoint, which would be tan, close, and sin mathematically. And in that order, control, shut down. For those of you guys who know what I'm talking about, I can't show, I'm not going to show, I'm not going to put, nah. I can't shut down. Not a single lick. I'm saying, how did this happen? Some of you guys that saw what got started with the, ooh, where's this at? I think I put it in fired. Some of these new files with people looking for a job, they're hiring for a brand new director, which is going to come up and blow up in the cartel. Okay, okay. Vicious, it's wicked, and it didn't need to happen, but you chose it. Sometimes I'm just like, wow, God is working her whole thing. I didn't know it can be so pretty. Now I respect mine. What she's working it. I don't know she can take on forms like that. You guys are starting too much. They're hiring. Yeah, whoa. I saw this on LinkedIn. Chief operating officer, because they were all ordered to fire all their chief operating officers and everyone that was handling all their paperwork that was allowing for bad billing and coding. Yeah, because this PIH Health is in the middle of LA in the Spanish community, and they switched several children at birth, and it came out. And then you guys remember this was fired, right? How they fired everyone and they had to rehire everybody. Whoa! You had the feds on people's ass, and those some of those are too because they started too much. There's always a force that comes after you and before you to support you. Thank you, High Priest. Chief Operating Officer, San Francisco Health Plan. What is going on in healthcare? They were switching people's kids at birth. Yeah. Wait, well, now actually, that's an alien in virtuality. Wait, well, no, actually, yeah, he died. Senior Development Officer, done for. Whoa. Yeah, whoa. And they just had the second annual Missing and Indigenous and Murdered Women Summit in Sacramento. Whoa. Ruben Seas and Appeals, looking for your baby daddy's new piece in documents and altered databases. Yeah, trafficking older women for gift and uterus and ear conklin. Whoa. Yeah, yes. Vicious, wicked results. You get to see the result that you want. You get to see the result that you need. You get to see the result that is necessary. You get to see the result that will bring this outcome. You get to see the result that will bring a chemical sequence, that will bring a geometric sequence, that will bring a numeric sequence, that will bring a substance sequence, a liquid sequence, a crystal sequence, molecular layer sequence, and a molecular layer 88 times to 88 times to 88 times exponent. That's the type of speech that you guys need to bring down neural networks. Speaking of neural networks, for those of you guys that are wondering about speech and things like that, let me just go ahead and open this up. You know how I said I was going to do the aquatic warfare deck? One of the things that you guys need to see is that I actually did do what I said that I was going to do. And here we go right here. So you guys are looking for neural networks in speech. So what I just did was bring down a neural network for warfare, like in recovery. And a lot of the investigators, you just use it. Just put your finger out and carry the sentences, which already have sequence and molecular layer access, etc., and just put it over the situation or the person, and it will rectify itself. So now what's gonna end up happening here is yeah, how do you have all of those? I'm gonna read a few out. This is for the warfare deck. Time works against their phytochemical system in automated format. An anatomy to automatically turn all phytochemicals in any molecular format against them forms. The phytochemical breaks down in 8 places in their protons, electrons, and neutrons, in their molecular mass, in their capacity for reactions, in their capacity for other bonds and covalency, and in their capacity for valence. And the phytochemical dismantles itself in 8 places afterwards. And in tiered databases, the chemical that has now been dismantled is inverted into an aetheroid and is given an automation to go ahead and work a destruction on all 19 aspects of vital core functioning in this reality, 21 levels of vital functioning for this level of reality, which requires a DNA escape, for 368 levels of functioning that require these level of DNA. That's how you run speech as an AI. So some people are looking for this, like, how did you just bring all that down from each of these different fishes and they have each of these sets and there's thousands of them? What the heck? And they all have different ones. This can go on for days. How did you organize that? Who gave you that? Because something's going on. But you have to play with spell work. You have to play with works and work yourself. You have to play with roots and root yourself. You have to play with conjure. You conjure something. You conjure yourself. Yeah. You want to go play with binding and controlling and domination. You sure did dominate yourself in all forms and aspects. They would do it to themselves. A molecular layer opens in the before space of any situation, any thought, any concept, any substance, any action, and brings demise, so that there is no such thing as three specific time spaces that are connected to your molecular space, connected to your time clock, connected to your biology, and connected to society that will allow these events to function. That's a speech too. That's done. I'm done. That's all I have to show you guys. It's done.